And we are live.
All right, what up? All right, truth be told, episode number.
What is this, number 8, 9? Something like that.
We might be on number 10 right now.
I think it's 9, though. I think it's 9.
9, truth be told, episode 9 or 10. We'll figure it out in a minute.
Yeah, y'all see the title. We'll fix it up.
Yeah, y'all see the title, and that y'all know what it must be busy part. You know what I mean? Got a special roundtable of some Atlanta's finest, man. Just wanted to talk about the scene down there and just, you know what I mean, everything that's going on with the A, man. So everybody introduce yourself. Let's start with J2.
Yeah, y'all already know what it is. J2, ABR, a whole lot of gang shit, trap shit, RBE. You already know, man.
Fliiko.
The ringleader, man. Bullpen over bullshit. Y'all know what it is. You know,
All
best
right,
in the South, man. Talk to me.
All right, Just, let's get it.
It's Justin Harris of Consistent Basis, grandmother's favorite blogger. And I'm here. I'm here. The most entertaining nigga. You know what? Go ahead.
And we got Chris Petty joining us in a few. You know, we got some family matters to deal with at the moment. He'll be on in a second or two, man. All right, so let's get everybody's background real quick, man, to get everybody up to speed if they've been up under a rock, man. Fliiko, how you got started in battle rap?
Jazz the Rapper, shout out to Big Sis. Talking to her like, yo, I want to get into this battle rap shit. Try it. She like, yo, spit that heat. You should try it out. I recommend you to blow. She called, put in the word for me. I called them on the phone, spit bars, man. The rest is history. But, you know, right now we bullpen. You know what I'm saying? It's been a road. One of those dudes that been around for a while, so I've seen a lot of the transitions and shit, you know, in Atlanta battle rap. So, you know, man, got a few classes out there. If y'all want to know who I am, go look it up, man.
I got you. J2, what about you, man? How did you get involved? How did you start battle rapping?
I started knocking on the door. The ABR and shit. Chris Petty, Miss NYC, ABR, they gave me the shot. Like I said, I had been watching this shit, wanted to do it, kept reaching out. Cypher the Lyrical finally. I sent him some shit in his inbox, and he dropped it in ABR. I was taking shots at everybody and shit. And hell, the rest was history. They gave me a shot, and shit, here we are 2 years later.
That's what it is, yo. All right, Justin, how did you get involved with battle rap? I know Justin does a lot of media. For those who don't know, he also does the camera work for some of your favorite leagues whenever they come to Atlanta, including the South. Well, how did you get involved with battle rap?
Man, sheesh. Man, my dad actually got me into battle rap.
Okay.
He's from New York. He would bring like Smack DVDs down and whatever. And I was really young, bro. I was really young. But when I started doing media stuff, I only been doing it for like this is like my second or third year now, or whatever. The first let me see, the first actual event I went to was actually the Fade event for Bullpen. And that event actually changed. Like I've been watching for a minute, but to actually be in the building actually changed my whole perspective on battle rap, because like I missed the whole. I caught the tail end of the Spit That Heat era, but I'm cool with a bunch of Spit That Heat battlers, so you know they would tell me all about what went on with Spit That Heat or whatever. But my first official event was Fade, and it changed my perspective on battle rap. And ever since then, I've just been everywhere. Y'all know I just been fucking everywhere after that event. So yeah, pretty much in a nutshell.
That's what's up, yo. All right, so in terms of just like early on, who y'all think was some like the early?
We got Chris Petty in here. I don't know why his video not popping up. Yo, Chris Petty, hit the mic or the camera button on your app.
Yeah,
you can see them.
You got to activate your camera.
There you go.
Yo. What up, fellas? What's good?
Oh shit!
Here we go.
Yo.
You caught us right after introduction. So Chris Petty is in the building. Chris Petty, let's let him know how you got involved with battle rap.
I was actually it's kind of a crazy story. I got diagnosed with cancer back in 2006. And my cousin actually, for y'all that don't know who Deuce is, Mark C. Wright, he was coming over to my crib while I was going through chemotherapy and introducing me to different battles and shit. Like my first battle I ever watched was Iron Solomon versus Shirt and Tie.
Mm.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know about that. Iron Solomon versus Shirt and Tie. That's where he has one of the biggest room rockers ever. He told that motherfucker if he a shirt and tie, he a 3-piece suit. Like this is way before like
Wait,
organized.
You that service? There was a nigga named Shirt and Tie?
Yeah, there was a dude named Shirt and Tie.
Shirt and tie.
Mercy, you heard
Yeah,
this?
I heard that. I heard that name before. I heard it before.
I watched Iron Solomon battle a dude named Flames outside of a record store.
Okay.
Like, and then I got turned on to Grind Time, and while I was sick and going through treatments and shit, I was telling my cousin, I was like, yo, I think, like, I was involved in the underground scene in Atlanta with freestyle battle raps and shit like that at different clubs, and I was like, yo, I think we should start a division. There's hella spitters here, like Reed Richards and KP and Nestle. These guys were doing this way before it was ever on camera.
Salute. I got to salute Nestle. Nestle definitely, for me, was one of the pioneers for Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
That was literally, Nestle might have been literally the first dude from Atlanta I seen, like, really battle rapping on the scene. I think he used to come up to New York here and there.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. Shout out, rest in peace, my brother PH. You know, PH used to bring him up for Grind Time NY shits. And, you know, I reached out to Direct, and he left me on red, to be honest. But then, yeah, Direct left me on red. All right, well, fuck y'all. All right, we not.
Yo, that's half of battle rap's stories. Like somebody left me on red.
All right, so crazy story, right? So the person who didn't leave me on red was Conceited.
Okay.
So me and Conceited and QP, Quantum Physics, linked up. This is back when the Suns thing was real popular.
Right.
And they had put me in contact with Lush One, and then I got on the phone with Direct and shit like that, and I started managing the Suns. Fox, QP, Conceited, Heartless, Bricks, Belvy.
Was this pre SoCon or post SoCon QP?
This is pre SoCon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is QP in the jungle battling guys like Bird.
Okay, I got you.
You feel me? Like, that's how far I go back. This is Conceited battling Tall T. Rest in peace, Tall T.
So was Grind Time in Atlanta around before Spit That Heat?
Yes.
We started Grind Time Atlanta in 2008, right at the end of 2007.
Okay.
We got our own division, had a tryout event, started throwing monthly events. Like my cousin and Sid Vicious, who battled in Grind Time, battled SoCon, battled, you know, Swave Seva. Yeah. He battled Swave Seva and all them. Like, we went at our first appearance at Grind Time was actually on Grizzlemania. We went down there just to support. And then even our first appearance in a live battle was at Battle of the Bay 4. Like, before we ever threw an event, we were on cam, traveling together, doing wild shit, moving as a unit.
Got you. All right. So boom, we got Grind Time. At what point what happened? Does Grind Time folded completely though at one point, right?
All right. So the story goes that I ruined Grind Time allegedly.
Okay, let's talk about it.
It has been since cleared. It's since been cleared. Yo, it's been since cleared up. At the time, me and Lush One were beefing. I had an investor that was going to put a rather large amount at that time towards an event. The problem was that,
not to cut you off, for the record, who owned Grind Time? Like, who overall owned it?
Lush One, Mad Ills, and Direct. Those were the three owners. They all had equal shares, 33% or whatever.
33 and a third each. Gotcha.
Yeah. So the problem is that there was nothing really to own. Grind Time didn't have an LLC. They weren't a business. They didn't even own fucking rights to their logo. Like the dude that created their logo eventually fucking like put rights on it, and they had to change the logo. Like these were just some kids with a camera.
Lucky thing No Mercy did our logo.
For real.
Hey, first of all, I'm just gonna let y'all know that No Mercy quarantine is treating my brother hard right now. Look at my man's right now. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man. I can't go to my barber. I'm looking crazy out here,
Hey,
man.
You ain't the only one,
Yeah.
Mercy, man. I ain't just chilling in the crib with a dad for no reason, my nigga.
Quarantine is clearly treating No Mercy with no mercy.
I know, right?
All right, so let's get into all right, so boom. Grind Time eventually folds. Let's go to because I remember Fliiko brought this up. Talk to me about the Spit That Heat era.
All right, so Spit That Heat. There was like a two.
No. Give me a second, Chris. Let me get Fliiko in on that one because he brought that up.
Okay.
You probably know more than me as far as start. I want to say it started around 2012.
Nah.
11ish. Well, go ahead. Do your thing, bro.
Okay, go ahead, Chris.
All right, so Spit That Heat comes into play about 2010. We had like a 2-year void of battle rap in Atlanta. And guys like Brick, Saya Boy, John the Don, Carter Deems, Nestle, they kind of fell into what I like to refer to as a battle rap purgatory. Like there was no league, there was nothing really going on locally. Everything was still majority West Coast and up top.
Right.
Like there was nothing really going on in the South. So here comes Blow. And unlike Grind Time, where it was a lot of jokes and we had a variety of different flavors per se.
Hold on, Justin, why you laughing?
Huh?
Why you was laughing? What happened?
Oh, J2. I was laughing at J2. Go.
Okay, go ahead.
No.
Yo, y'all stupid.
J2 is currently checking his man's with Tinder and swiping left and shit. Yo, fuck out of here. All right, so
go ahead.
All right, so we're in this battle rap purgatory or whatever, right? Like motherfuckers really don't have a home to go to. You're having to travel out of state regardless. Now all of a sudden Blow pops up and he brought something that had never been seen in Atlanta before, which was literally a street league. Like this is after the start of URL. Like a lot of people don't realize, like Math Hoffa versus T-Rex, if you go to YouTube and type in Math Hoffa versus T-Rex, a video will pop up of them signing my contracts. Like Smack's first card was pretty much booked by me. And when me and Grind Time fell out, I handed the card over to Norbs.
What do you mean, the T-Rex and Math Hoffa battle?
Yes.
Wasn't that
and a couple
did what you would call it put up the bread for that though? What was the kid name?
Swag.
Yeah, Swag, right? The nigga from West Coast.
Right. Okay, so I ducked. I backed out of it because at the time URL wasn't a business, and neither was Grind Time. Like I wasn't just in the market to do business with a bunch of dudes with cameras.
Well, URL wasn't a thing yet, but Smack DVD was. URL was just going to be the extended brand of what Smack DVD already was.
Right. But if you ask Norbs, ask Smack, that battle was booked originally to happen on Grind Time.
Okay, the battle. Okay, I got you. Okay, I can believe that.
And a couple of other battles on that first URL card were booked by me.
Okay. So then what happened? You just let them go?
Yeah, I just kind of me and Lush had gotten to a point. I was in a place in my life where I was coming off cancer treatments. I was kind of a wild guy at the time. Though I was business minded, I still had a bunch of street shit in me.
Don't sugarcoat it.
Okay, so basically, I told the last tweet I ever put out the Lush one was, "I'd rather do life in prison than ever see you breathe again."
There you go. There we go.
Damn.
There we go.
Well, I mean,
There we go. That's the petty.
Tell him how you really feel.
There we go.
at that time, to be fair, there were several people that were threatening Lush One's life. So
Okay,
you know.
but at the time, like Lush was like one of the biggest faces in battle rap, and I couldn't compete with that. I
He
was
was
just
also
a
one of the
guy.
biggest scumbags too, though. Like, I don't know where he's at today, but I'm just speaking at that time. He was definitely one of the biggest scumbags.
No. Definitely no. That's a cold fact. And it's funny how truth actually eventually comes around. It goes full circle, and you start to realize. And I actually have an interview with him where he explains how much he lied on my name and things of that nature. So even after that, I was still behind the scenes working with Norbs, working with Don't Flop, working with several leagues. And Spit That Heat comes along. Blow is bringing the street essence to Atlanta. He takes guys like Automatic Ray, PC, John the Don, a bunch of guys that came from Grind Time, and they're rapping in Atlanta. And then he stumbles across a kid by the name of Chef Trez. Now, this is where Spit That Heat starts to garner heavy attention because Trez had his own Vine following. He was friends with a guy named Marcus with the Cam, who was Spit That Heat's camera guy. And basically what happens is Marcus brings Trez to an event and he starts vibing on it. Now Spit That Heat is literally generating a superstar. What
were some of the early battles for Trez? I don't, because Trez for me came out of nowhere. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't.
Trez battled guys like Automatic Ray.
His first battle was against Hits.
Yeah, his first battle is against Hits. His second battle is versus Automatic Ray. Fliiko and Trez eventually battled, I believe. He battled B Magic. Spit That Heat created a lot of classics. I'm talking about shit that people still go back and watch.
Yeah, Fliiko, for instance, Spit That Heat was doing basically what we was doing in Atlanta at that time. They was taking in-house talent and making them stars. They was literally probably like, I would say, Spit That Heat is probably one of probably 3 or 4 maybe smallies that I'm going to ever respect for just taking talent from zero and taking things from zero and actually making it into something. Like, you know what I mean?
I want to clear something up about Spit That Heat. Spit That Heat got kind of a wild reputation for contracts, and they had a lot of internal business leak out that should have never seen the light of day. Spit That Heat is the reason why Vada Fly got popular. He's the one that broke the news on Spit That Heat breaking up and going its own ways, and Trez was leaving, and this person, and it was done internally. Now, what I want to say about Spit That Heat and Milltown Blow, for instance, is that those same practices Blow was doing back in the day became pretty much regular business practice in battle rap. Contracts, percentages, things of that nature. Like, Blow was kind of ahead of his time.
Mercy, take us back to that time. I remember Mercy was talking to me about that way back when. What actually was going on with them contracts? Wasn't they like some wild shit? Like, he wanted 10% of your kid's college fund for the rest of your life or some crazy shit like that?
He was, if he booked you a battle, if Milltown Blow booked you a battle for a bag, just like any other managerial position, he wanted 20%.
20% is a big number, my G.
That is a big number, and especially in battle rap terms, because 20% of 1,200 ain't shit. Like, it's just like you're taking a lot from the bag. But
that's a fact.
But I will say this: these guys were happily signing these contracts.
Well, there was a few of them. Wasn't that? Didn't that ultimately cause the demise of the league? Like, wasn't the
what happened? No. What happened is that a battler on that platform went to Vada Fly, started exposing things, and like, okay, so Blow's biggest thing that they could say about Blow was, if you reached out to Blow and said, "Hey, I want to battle XYZ," right? He would approach that battler because he had a reach at that time and would say, "Hey, so and so want to battle you. What's it gonna cost?" Now, if battler A said, "Hey, I got 1,200 for said artist," Blow would go negotiate a lower fee and cap off the top. Now, let's be honest.
That's skimming off the top. We don't play them games. We don't play them games.
But Peso.
If I give you my work at a number, my number is my number. If I find out you skimming off the top, we got a problem.
Okay, but he wasn't actually dishonest about the situation. Blow has always lived up to the things that people have said. Hey,
I mean, that's
Blow,
different. That's different. If you keep it 100 with me about it, like, and you agree to it, then can't nobody say something. Yeah,
that's different. If you dumb enough to agree to that stupid shit, then yeah.
Look, okay, so what? All right, Peso. Let's say I want to battle Goods, right? And I hit you up and I say, yo, get me Goods. Now, I don't have a relationship with Goods. You do. So you're gonna go get me Goods. If Goods tells you, hey man, you my mans, I'm gonna do it for XYZ. But I've already offered to say, yo, I'll pay $3,000. So you are already open to pay said amount. But you're doing the legwork to get me to battle. Is he wrong?
But if you put yourself in a position to be my league owner and say that you like
hold on.
care about my career, then no, you don't skim nothing off the top because this is shit.
That's not all right. Let's listen. No, we're not gonna blur the lines here. What you just explained is a skimming off the top. That's an agreement. Skimming off the top. Listen, skimming off the top is if I give you something for a number, you put extra sauce on that number for yourself without telling me. And I come and find out later. That's skimming off the top. Now,
but if he got it for a cheaper price, but you was already ready to pay this, that's not skimming. You put yourself in that position by putting that number out there.
No, that's true. What you just said, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. But see, the communication has to be all the way 100, though.
But the communication was 100.
But
people get. But
don't do that.
Okay.
Don't do that.
Okay.
Clearly it wasn't. But I'm not saying.
Flock.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that is a requirement for it. Like he basically saying, yo, you offered this amount. I'm gonna get the service done that you're offering this amount for. Period. However, I'm not knowing what you're doing. You're skimming this bread off the top. That's still dishonest in some way or another. We're not gonna gaslight and not acknowledge that. But I'm not necessarily saying he did anything wrong because he is making this happen. He is the bridge. It is his platform. It's not a right or wrong thing. Only thing that makes it wrong or right is communication.
There you go. That's all I'm saying. If it's communicated 100, then it's all good. But if
Peso,
I should have to find out later from somebody else what you was doing.
Okay, but see, that's it. But that's real. That's real. No, that's real. All right, Peso, Mercy. How many L's y'all taking in battle rap?
A bunch.
A lot.
Okay. At what point do we start acknowledging that the league itself cannot take several losses? Which is why you see so many leagues pop up. Like at some point, and see, this is the thing. You can say whatever you want to say about Blow's tactics. Blow is trying to ensure that there's a platform here to remain. See, he would tell you X amount of dollars, but there still had to be a flight booked. There still had to be a hotel paid for, but you're getting a flat rate. So really, how much is he skimming? We'll call it skimming, but how much is he skimming? And I'm not here to say right or wrong in this situation.
Listen, I think the only thing we can all agree to as men, the only thing is the communication part about it. That's it.
I agree.
That's all it comes down to. Is just the communication part of it.
All right, now we fast forward several years at this point, and this is a standard fucking practice in battle rap. I know scumbag league owners everywhere that don't keep it a fucking 100 with their artists. I know what artists have hit me up about guys like Trez, guys like J2. Hell, I've been asked about Fliiko, and me and Fliiko aren't even on that level. Hey, Chris, can you give me Fliiko? I mean, I could reach out to him. I don't really know him like that.
But I'm gonna say this though. I'm gonna say this. If you're going to be a league owner, be a league owner. If you're going to be a manager, be a manager. When you try to be both, it's a conflict of interest.
To an extent I agree, but also Bullpen also had the era of league ownership and contracts, and I'm gonna book you for X amount of dollars, and the house gets X amount of dollars. It was clearly stated in the contract. Fliiko, no, I'm not lying about that.
Yeah. Well, that was definitely put out there publicly. But I think one of the biggest mistakes a lot of league owners make is when they try to take the reins of the careers of all of these battle rappers' careers. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's honestly, it's just not going to work. Like, and we've seen that repeatedly in battle rap. We've seen when the league owner becomes the manager for all of these battlers, and all type of conflicts coming because you can't do it all. Like, you can't manage these guys, do what's best for your league, get these bookings on other league, try to book them on your league. Like, it's
try
just
to
not
be
going
a friend at the same time.
Right, it's not going to work.
Well, okay, so then you get guys like me, and this is not me toot my own horn. Yo, J2, how many times you called me about battles or advice or anything like that?
All the time.
Okay. How many times have I tried to get you the matchups that you wanted, like drugs on Gates of the Garden?
Yep.
Have I ever taken a single thing from you?
Nope.
Okay. Now I'm a league owner, and every artist I manage, from guys like J2 to Soul Severe to Chef Trez to Bricks Belvedere to Av to anybody I've ever negotiated things for, I've never taken anything because there's nothing.
No. Chris Petty, you've always been 100. You know what I mean? I could vouch for that. We wouldn't even have you on this platform if it was anything less than that. You've always been 100. I've never had any issues with you. Your communication is always direct up front. But unfortunately, there's not a lot of Chris Petty's in battle rap.
These are the facts.
Yep.
Well, hey, yo, I'm humbled by that. I really am. That means a lot to me. That probably means more to me than a lot of y'all will ever understand.
You know what I mean?
Battle rap,
that's what we're saying. Like, if a nigga see an opportunity to make a little punk $100, $200 off your name, he gonna do that. That's just what these niggas do.
But I will say this now. Guys like Blow, though the communication could have been better at the time, if he hands you a piece of paperwork and it's broken down into paperwork and you put your signature on it, is it his fault you didn't read?
No,
like, there's a lot of dudes. There's a lot of
all.
dudes that end up in 360 deals for no fucking reason
because they don't read. Yep.
All because, and this is why I'm such an advocate for battle rap management. I'm an advocate. If you're an artist that has a unique style or a unique sound, and you're being reached out to a lot of leagues for bookings, you should put somebody in your team that can understand what you're putting your name on.
That's that. We definitely say that. We definitely tell niggas that. Like, yo, get somebody smart around you, yo. Like, get somebody around you who can navigate your career.
Bro, there's nothing wrong with not understanding something. There's plenty of things in life I don't understand that I go to the proper channels to go.
But to be honest with you, as an artist isn't supposed to understand. That's what his team is for.
Right.
I disagree. But
no. What I'm saying is, you're not supposed to be stupid as an artist. I'm not saying that. But your job is to be creative. That's what your job is there for. You know what I'm saying? It don't make no sense.
The big part of your job as an artist is to make sure that you put the right people in place.
All right.
Like, that's your first job, is to make sure that you got the right people that you can trust.
What's up, bro?
All right. So let me ask you something, bro. How many times you been out of town and some shit has just been wild OD, right? Like, the agreements were not what they were supposed to be. The travel wasn't in place. Now, like, people have a misconception. Battle rap management is not like music artist management. It's not our job to go out and find you a battle. The reason why, the minute I have to hit a league up and say, hey, can you book so-and-so, I've lost all negotiation. I can't negotiate anything.
You bring down the value.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So what is my job as a battle rap manager? My job as a battle rap manager is to make sure that that flight is booked, that hotel is taken care of, and you are comfortable when you arrive wherever you're supposed to go. Now, the other thing,
everything makes sense.
Right. The opponent, the bag that you're getting paid for said opponent, and that you're motivated enough to not go shit on your own brand by not taking it serious. That's my job.
So that way you're comfortable. So that way the only thing you got to worry about is creating.
Well, it's not even just that. How many times have battlers taken battles that they genuinely just don't give a fuck about, but there was an amount put on it, and that's why you're there. It has nothing to do with the battle that you're doing. It has everything to do with the amount you were paid, or that you're in a tight spot.
And I'm gonna say this, man, to every artist out there, battle rapper, hip hop artist, whatever it is you do, man, getting to the top is a fucking it's a delicate, it's a dance, man. Like, it ain't. It, like, everything, every step you make gotta get you further ahead, yo. You understand what I'm saying?
Let me give a quick story real quick. I shoot blow a little bell.
Oh God.
And it goes together with this management thing. So I had a particular battle, and I'm fresh in the game, fresh face. I don't know what's really going on. I got offered the contract, and I signed it. The opponent was dope. It was a good look. I signed the shit. Like I just want to cook. Blow. I told him like, yeah, I signed the contract, whatever. He said, you signed what? What contract? And he got the contract. Like, yo, there's no payment on here. Y'all ain't whatever.
No guarantee, no nothing.
And I don't know how the hell he did it. I signed the shit. It was signed. He got them to do a whole nother contract. They paid me, and I re-signed the shit, and it was Gucci. So that was one of those things.
You know how
me,
many
me
times
as the creator, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't privy of the business.
But the ultimate point there, the ultimate point there, and you actually making a point that we was making, that you went to somebody who could sit down with you and make this shit make sense.
Bro, I had J2 send me a whole contract, and I said, bro, if you sign this, I'll slap the shit out of you. Like real, like yo, you know how many contracts I've gotten shreds out of because they weren't legally binding because of the verbiage in it?
Right.
Like
that's a fucking court wouldn't even acknowledge that shit.
Right. Just because you got a digital signature doesn't mean shit. Like, bro, you really have to be able to prove something at this point. So for like, that's why I'm saying get somebody that deals with this stuff on a regular basis that protects you at like all right, like an artist like Fliiko, right? Super talented, doesn't come off the porch a ton until recently. Now take that with all respect, Fliiko.
Nigga, where are you at? You in fucking Home Depot?
I'm in Kroger. Okay. Can I multitask, please?
Yeah.
Hey, pick me up something.
I'm out here. I'm about to grill out, bro. Can I live?
Yeah, all right, go ahead, my fault.
All right, so Fliiko is a guy that had a habit of battling every once in a while when he really got into music. And he's a guy that's regularly asked for. People really want to see him. Now, if I'm Fliiko, I want to put somebody in position to go, okay, so I'm clearly wanted. People want me. They want to hear from me. Well, I need to capitalize on everything that I can get right now. The dollar amount, the opponent, everything. Right. And that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to put together a team that really, it's about you as the artist.
Absolutely.
It's not about who's the manager being the bigger name. And I think that's where in battle rap things get really fucked up, because you have managers that want a name bigger or as big as the battle rapper they're representing. Once you get to that point, it's all everything's lost.
Well, like I tell artists all the time, man. Like, you can't do it by yourself, man. Period. Nobody that's ever been successful has done it alone. You know what I mean? You need a solid circle of individuals around you who know how to help you navigate your career to that next level. That's what it's constantly about. Every day you wake up should be about, how can I get to that next level? How can
Now, I will say artists like Fliiko are few and far in between. And the reason why I say that is one of the common problems that we have in battle rap right now is y'all wonder why we don't see new superstars. Well, you're talking about currently in 2020, a lot of new battle rappers are fans turned to battle rappers. They were raised on this shit. And y'all are sitting here going, why do they sound like so-and-so? Well, that's because that's their favorite battle rapper. That's why they sound like so-and-so. Like
I've said this before. I could tell a lot of these new battle rappers watch way too much battle rap.
And that's a fact. We went from a generation of originality, of being on the block and just having bars and rapping and everything like that, to a generation of YouTube battle rappers that are like, I grew up watching A-Verb, and that's why I sound like this. Or even worse now, everybody is taking the twerk thing because URL has literally force-fed us that's the style they want.
Yeah,
battle rappers, could y'all please stop doing the finger gun wiggle thingy twerk does, please? Like,
hey, sometimes you can't help it. Sometimes you can't help it.
That all y'all please stop doing.
Hey, first of all,
shit all the time.
First of all, I'm not taking.
Stop it, man, please.
I'm not taking no advice from J2. That boy walk with a switch, so if his hand twitch, that's
yo.
The shot nice though.
All right, let's talk about this. All right, so boom, so ultimately, and we'll save all of this for hopefully we can get blow up here one day. We'll talk about all that later. So ultimately, the demise of Spit That Heat.
All right,
comes.
so
where
so
does
spit
that
that.
battle rap go from there?
All right, so spit that heat.
Sheesh.
Bullpen.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Talk
okay.
about it.
All right,
Talk
yo,
about
hold
it.
on. All right,
It gets
so
shaky
bullpen.
here. This is where it gets shaky.
This is where I come in
Okay,
at.
all right. So bullpen. So
So
bullpen
hold on,
pops up on
let me get. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. This we're gonna
Here we go.
lead us into what happens next, Chris, and then we're gonna let Justin get in from there.
Okay,
No,
so
let Chris. I'll just chime in, but I want Chris to tell this whole.
All right.
all right. So
Make
all
it
right.
short, Chris. Don't do the
listen,
long
listen.
version, Chris. Do the you know.
I
right,
heard Atlanta got crazy for a minute right here. So what
Okay,
happened?
okay, all right. So we have some wild shit going on in Atlanta. Currently, at that time, I'm working behind the scenes with Don't Flop. I'm at an event. Blow is there. This is the event where K-Shine slapped the shit out of Sharon.
Hey, yo,
I
I'm not
booked that
gonna lie.
match up.
At this point, I'm starting to believe a lot of shit was your fault.
Because Chris books most of the shit, so it's like you gotta put the blame on.
He was the motherfucker that was always in the picture. Every time you see a picture, he was in the corner like
Hell yeah.
I'm like seeing a recurring theme in all of
Yo,
these stories.
okay,
It's
all right.
Chris.
Look. Hey, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. All right, I'm gonna toot my own horn at this point. I'm Thanos of Atlanta, bro. I can make you league, or I can make
Chris
you league,
Petty
or I can
ruining
snap.
battle rap since the Stone Age.
No, first of all, no, that's not it. If you do good business, I can snap my fingers and make your league pop it. If you do bad business, I can snap my fingers and end your shit.
All right, but Chris, this is like the third. Okay, what had happened was
No. It's not a what had happened was, bro. Yo, Peso, you do good business, right?
Right.
You ever made a bad investment?
All the time.
Okay, then. So here's the deal.
All right.
I'm working with Don't Flop. I actually approached her and said, "Hey, I would like a more regular thing in Atlanta.
Right.
If you'll let me run it, or at least let me put a team together, including direct and guys like Sonny Bamboo, to put it together, like I would, I think it would be dope." He wasn't really with it. John approached me at the Spit That Heat, where at the Don't Flop event, where Sharon got slapped.
Is Bullpen created yet at this point?
They were working on their first card.
Pretty much.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so there's an announcement out. The next day, John hits me. "Hey, bro, let's sit down and talk." So me, John, Will, we all meet up at Twin Peaks in downtown Atlanta.
Shout out to my nigga Will. Go ahead.
All right, we all meet up in downtown. Where we have dinner, whatever. We start talking. It all makes a lot of sense. John got his first tryout on Grind Time. I'm sitting here like, yo, this is great. I get to work with one of the first artists I ever worked with. This is amazing. So we become, there's Bullpen. All right, so.
All three of y'all equally?
Yes, equally. Okay. All three of us. Gotcha. Now I had put a budget together. Like, hey, we should do X amount of events. This is what the budget is or whatever. Everybody was with it. And we just really got ahead of ourselves and we blew through that exceptionally quick. Now, at the time, Blow is trying to hold his league together. And this was the Wild West in Atlanta, bro. Blow's pulling up his silky shorts with no shirt trying to fight. Like, and that's my man's now. Like, my bro is hopping out. My man is hopping out the whip in a shorty short pair of Adidas shorts with no shirt. Like, what's popping?
Oh, shit.
Oh, boy. Okay.
His problem, he had discovered that Automatic Ray was the reason why Butterfly had acquired certain information about Spit That Heat. So he actually showed up to a Bullpen event that Ray was originally booked on to show up, and he was going to check Ray. Now, I have a bad habit of being at the wrong place at the wrong time, and everybody thinks because I guess my lack of melanin, I'm the one to try. Blow hops out, wants to talk to me. Now, at this point, me and Chef Trez are like brothers. We are close. And thinking back on it, now, I'm like, yo, I was dead ass wrong. I had hired Marcus with the cam to be the Bullpen camera guy who filmed the majority of the first Bullpen events. Trez is now my artist and one of my little brothers. If I was Blow, I'd want to shoot me too. Okay? Like so I like looking back on it now after years, I'm looking at it like, okay, I can understand why you're mad at me. So,
but so at this point, we looking at the fade out of Spit That Heat and the fade in of Bullpen,
yeah, so
right?
we have a tryout event that does like, it has like 200 and something people in the building. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like we got people showing up from all over the fucking place. Hell, Blow was on his petty shit at the time and actually had a card that same weekend, and half of his guys showed up to our event to raffle.
Okay.
So this is ugly. Like this is KT with no shirt on ugly.
Hey, yo, what the fuck? That's ugly. That is
ugly.
Disgusting.
Okay, so we're in this situation and we're having and there's a lot going on. Blow pulls up to the event and he's in the venue.
Right.
Him and John have a whole conversation. It's not a pretty one. Everybody leaves kind of angry that night. Then we get to our next event, Southern Crown, which is where he pulled up looking for Ray, and me and Blow get into it.
Okay.
And this is like I'm not going to go into detail because there was lots of things about this that went wrong, and a lot of us had a lot of things we shouldn't have had, and so it got wild there. Now at that point, Blow has to go back home, and this is all facts. He has to go back home to deal with a legal situation, and so he goes back to Milwaukee. So he goes back to get his shit straight or whatever, and Bullpen kind of takes over from there. We're having really big events. We're having, it's big names. We found a couple of superstars, guys like Loso.
For the record, hold on. For the record, are you actually buying anything in Kroger's, or are you just walking around doing this live?
I'm buying shit, but I am just walking around. Peso. The next time you're in Atlanta,
I'm just asking. All right, go ahead.
You know what I don't see is Click Vodka. I'm a fight.
No, we good. I don't want no smoke. We good. Go ahead.
So at this point, Bullpen had pretty much kind of solidified its space in battle rap in Atlanta, and we were the predominant thing. We were the premier league. We were the biggest league. We were going back and forth with Bills over at BBVL. We were, literally, if you want to smoke, all you had to do was go in the Bullpen group and say some dumb shit.
Bullpen definitely grew really fast, fast, really quickly. Yeah.
Yeah, so Bullpen grows really fast, and we're on a whole tirade of it's Bullpen of bullshit. Like we run the South. We really were on some gang shit, and somewhere in there we kind of all lost our way. I mean, John being somebody that's so talented and so business minded to an extent, sometimes that power just kind of takes over. And of course, you got me and you got Will and you got three owners, and we all have at some point we all had different views of how that league was supposed to operate.
I'm always curious about this. When was the first time you noticed things were starting to move a little funny?
I think it was when we did the first fade. It was right after the first fade where things just weren't starting to add up. I'm not gonna go into too much. I'm not going to go into too much detail about it because that's internal business and I don't feel the need to discuss that. There were just some things that just didn't make a lot of sense on all three of our parts. And at that point, I started looking at it like, okay, wait a minute, something's not adding up. And then, we kind of went on and we started rolling into things like, shit, why can't I think of the name of the event? We went into
Southern Crown?
No, not Southern Crown. We did fade and then we went right into the next big event. And I cannot think of the name of the event to save my life right now.
Don't worry about it, bro.
All right, so we're doing this big ass event. Charlie Clips is on the card. All these people are on the card. And actually at the time, me and John and Will are not seeing eye to eye on financial situations. And I'm like, yo, I'm out. Like, I'm done. And and I ended up going ahead and saying, you know what, fuck it, we're going to get through this event and then we'll regroup. Well, before we could even regroup and have a real conversation, there was another card on the platform, like already being planned. And I'm like, yo, bro, like, this is not what we're doing. Like, we got to have a conversation. Like it got to be so all over the place. At this point, we had brought in Harriet, which was originally Spit That Heat's A&R girl, and we had done some really just wild things as far as the way we were moving.
Okay. So what was like ultimately why was the Atlanta battle rap scene itself so chaotic at that time? Like were people were the battle raps being pulled between the two leagues? Like what did it make it seem like you either had to battle over here or battle over there? Like how was that going on?
I think it was a weird
shaking
gap.
your head. Why you shaking your head?
That's one of the reasons for sure. One of them.
It was like that at that time for the battle.
Yeah, that wasn't the sole reason, but yeah, it's a lot of shit.
No. We I think it was a weird transition of power. We had a weird transition of power going.
Okay.
And it was
leagues and battle rappers and league owners alike
you had a bunch of people switch sides. You had a bunch of people jumping ship. You had a bunch of people screaming things out that they had never screamed before, and it got to be volatile. It was not healthy.
Well, Justin, what did you notice going on around that time?
So what did I notice going around that time?
What were some of the things on the scene because you be outside? So what were some of the things you noticed that were going on behind the scenes in terms of just the turmoil and the tension in Atlanta?
Well, at this time I wasn't really around the fade event. I wasn't really known like that, but I still seen like that. Well, looking back, now thinking about it, I did see a lot of what?
Keep it a buck. Tell the truth.
What do you say?
Keep it a buck, bro.
I think he said put it in your butt or something like that.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
My God.
Hey, yo.
Nah, man.
He was addressing J2.
Yo, I spoke to a lot of Spit That Heat battlers that came over the bullpen, and
was J2 around at this time? Not to cut you off, J2, you was around at this time?
No, I came probably right after.
Yeah, that's the ABR. ABR. I just spoke to a lot of Spit That Heat battlers that came over to bullpen. They were at first people were sugarcoating shit like I don't want to say no names, but you could just tell that people were basically in their feelings or whatever. And there was a misconception that Blow was actually really upset about some battles going over, which I don't know. You got to ask him. I don't know. But then there was a thing where they was basically saying that bullpen is basically Spit That Heat with John
2.0.
Yeah, pretty much.
And Fliiko, what was your thoughts about what was going on?
I will say when Trez left, he broke the floodgates. A lot of people left. You had a lot of people who left because of opportunity, like they thought it was favoritism on Spit That Heat, and they felt like leaving will get them going on bullpen. They would be stars, and a lot of them didn't end up being stars on bullpen either.
And then they had even more problems at bullpen.
Yeah,
some of the battles that came over from Spit That Heat had more problems in bullpen than Spit That Heat.
Me personally, without saying too much personal shit, I left because of a situation between me and Blow. It wasn't even too much battle rap related per se.
Well, let's talk about it. Did you find your life?
I'm not gonna go into details with it. That's me and that man business. All I'm gonna say is I realized that me and him wasn't as cool as we thought. See, one thing about Spit That Heat was very like family oriented. So we travel together, we go out to eat together, we chill, we kick back, like we know each other families, a lot of us, like shit like that. And I kind of thought me and Blow was like brothers. Like when I say brothers, like me personally, I look at that different. I take that very seriously. But you know, at the end of the day, I feel like it was cool, but it was more so of a battle rap acquaintance situation than one. I found out certain information. And I chose to leave on my own. But however, I didn't like the look of all these battle rappers going from the Heat to bullpen. So me, I went to 3BL on some. I'm just not trying to go over that. Look crazy. Like what y'all doing look crazy.
It looked like everybody jumping on the next hot thing.
Yeah. So I went to 3BL and I was very highly anticipated on bullpen. Chris can attest to that. And I would not go. For the longest,
I actually reached out. I was the first person to reach out to Fliiko, and he dubbed the shit out of me.
But with all due respect, though, it just was a bad look. Cause I knew what I was leaving for, and I know regardless with the timing, it just wasn't going. I could give him many rationalization for it as I want. It's still gonna look like no, y'all niggas jump ship on Spit That Heat. So I just like I want to soften the blow as much as I can by no pun intended.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. Even at that time, on the outside looking in, it did look like everybody jumped on the next hot thing, which was like everybody was
that's
trying to get on the
really
next hot
kind of
thing,
what
which is
happened. That's really kind of what happened. Some people had legit reasons, but a lot of those dudes didn't.
Now, I do want to say this though: that as broken as the Atlanta scene seems, right? Fliiko can say whatever he want to say about me, right?
What I was saying about you.
Hold on, no. Fliiko can say whatever he want to say about me. J2 can say whatever he want to say about me. Trez can say whatever he want to say about me. All of these guys can say whatever they want to say about me. You know who can't say anything about me? Any of you motherfuckers is not from here. Like, that's the way the Atlanta movement is. Like, we can really tear each other apart, but y'all can't say shit about us. You up top guys, you West Coast guys, you Texas
all right.
people.
That's not what we want to show for. Like, all right.
No. The picture I'm trying to paint is this: Atlanta, as broken as it may appear, is unified as a city when it comes to being out of town, or it comes to people interfering with Atlanta shit.
All right, well, let's talk about that real quick. Then I'm glad you segued into that. Let's talk about Mercy. You got that flyer ready?
Oh, hold on.
Yo, Mercy got it. Yeah.
Yo, why do I feel like I'm getting set up in this shit?
No.
I ain't know we was going in and like we going
Red dot
in.
3.
I want to talk
Red,
about that.
red dot 3.
I'm just hoping my name it. Huh?
J2 has something to say about that in this battle, which I thought needed to be said. You know what I mean? I'm not going to lie. On the outside looking in, I was pretty disappointed in the Atlanta scene because I feel like more people should have spoke up about that. You know what I mean?
The fact that there was a lack of presence of Atlanta artists on that,
especially with so many dudes that have been working hard out there. But that's not my place to say.
Well, I can explain.
They did. Hold on.
I can explain this situation.
Yeah, let's talk about it because
Norbs had moved to Atlanta. He had hit me up. Now, I don't normally do this, but I'm be honest. When you come to the city, I'm the guy you call. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
If you're outside league, I'm the guy you call. There's plenty of people that can co-sign the fuck out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Norbs moves to Atlanta. Now, keep in mind, he had called me.
I gotta address that real quick. I reached out, but out of respect.
Mm-hmm. Facts. I'm not saying no, like on no trick of the South.
No. But it was a few people. That's just what we do because that's just protocol for niggas who move a certain way. Like we go somewhere, we gonna reach out of respect.
Okay,
you know
so
I mean?
all right, so Norbs had hit me up, and now keep in mind, I had some business dealings with URL that was complete and utter bullshit. Like they were trash as fuck at certain situations.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a fact. So Norbs hits me up. He's like talking about this PG thing or whatever, and I'm like, all right, cool. So I see a flyer come out, and I'm like, hey yo, Norbs, I'm gonna give you a heads up. And this is verbatim what I said. He will attest to everything I'm saying. I said, first and foremost, Norbs, you're not from here.
Mm-hmm.
You from up top. So, and you live in Riverdale. So you're not Puerto Rican, bro. You're Mexican. That's the way Atlanta views everybody. That was facts. That is verbatim what I told this motherfucker. And I said, so you're not Puerto Rican down here, you're Mexican. That's just the way they look at you. I said, secondly, the city will not come out and support you if you don't have Atlanta artists on that, which is why you get battles like fucking So Severe versus Court, which I was insanely pissed off about because I was like, yo, because they called me, they're like, yeah, Norbs hit me, and I'm like, oh, really? I'm shocked. And then they explained the situation. I was like, yo, y'all are card filler. Like he's doing this to not have the whole city not show up on him, which is what's gonna happen.
Listen,
which is where.
Well, listen, Justin, when you seen the card, what you thought?
Yo,
again. That's what I thought. Again, this is the third PG they brought down here.
All right, J2, when you saw the card, what you thought?
Yo, I ain't gonna lie to you, I was livid. I was living. Petty, am I lying?
No, he had hit my line.
Yo, I was like, what the fuck is y'all doing? Like, y'all not finna keep playing with me. Y'all not finna keep coming down here booking my, like, no, we not doing it.
Okay, but
I'm not
I gotta ask Fliiko too. I gotta ask Fliiko. Fliiko, when you saw the car, what you thought?
I didn't give a fuck because it wasn't the first time, and like this shit always happens. Like, at the end of the day, how many when y'all going to speak on it?
I was newer to the scene, so I didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like Fliiko.
Oh no, I feel you. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like he been knowing it. He expect the bullshit. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
I'm not gonna lie. All right. When I saw that shit, hold on, let me say this. When I saw that shit, I thought it was very disrespectful to the city and to the talent out there.
Yeah.
Very.
But it wasn't my place to speak on that because I'm not from Atlanta. You know what I mean?
So let me give y'all the background. Norbs and John do not fuck with each other. I don't give a fuck what Norbs tells y'all in the public eye. John and Norbs do not fuck with each other.
Facts.
And if you were bullpen, you were not tuned into that bullshit. Now, we'll say this. All you bullpen artists, Fliiko, I'm not including you in this, sir. All you bullpen artists, though, when John went to jail, when he was supposed to battle Hollow, started calling Norbs. Y'all thought he was going away for life. That was the wildest shit I ever saw in my life. I'm
Let's
like,
talk
yo,
about it.
this
Truth be
motherfucker
told, let's talk about
Can we
it.
call names? Can you drop me name dropping?
Drop names. Drop names.
We dropping names.
I can tell you one person that didn't call. That was Fliiko. If we're speaking volumes on loyalty, I can tell you a top bull call. I can tell you a couple of top bulls call.
Okay. All right, hold on. Let's stick to this card for a second though. Why so shout out So Severe. He's the only quote unquote Atlanta dude on the card.
No, but listen, this is the funny thing you gotta hear. On the flyer, it says New Jersey / Atlanta. Like New Jersey is first.
Okay.
All right.
You got half of an ATL battle on it.
Let me tell you how this.
As us being the trap, listen, hold on. As us being the trap and literally working with several emerging artists, there is no way there shouldn't have been at least 2 or 3 more Atlanta-based artists on that card.
I agree, and I told Norbs, I said, "Hey, bro, they gonna pull up and beat you up."
Me.
I said, look, fam. I said, look, they gonna pull up and beat you up. Now, keep in mind. We can literally. I'm keeping it 100 here. I'm keeping it tall. I have my own shortcomings as being a league owner and business dealings with different leagues and this and that. But I can sit here and tell you this: So Severe and Norbs became friends, and that is why he was on the card.
Facts.
That's why he was on the second card too.
That was it. That was it.
And listen, that's not to take away from So Severe. So Severe is
no,
dope.
it's not.
That's not to say So Severe ain't dope. Like he
So
didn't
Severe is
deserve to be
dope.
on
No,
the card.
but we're not gonna sit here and act like URL isn't known for fucking who's your friend, not how talented you are.
No, that's a fact.
point.
That's a fact. Talk about it. Talk
Yeah.
about it. That's a fact.
So I will say this. I hated the Clone and So Severe battle to the fullest. One of the best battles from that card from 3, I think, was fucking Polo versus fucking Smooth the Jug Man that never has seen.
And they never even dropped it. It was the craziest battle on the card. They never dropped it.
And I want to know why it wasn't dropped.
This is from the second Atlanta card, right?
Yeah.
This is from the second Atlanta PG card.
There's several battles. Why do you? Okay, if it's not relationship based, and this is no disrespect, but why the fuck Jade and Nightwing keep getting booked when every battle he's appeared on URL, he's fucking choked? But y'all don't know that because they battles haven't dropped.
No, but we didn't know it. We know the disrespectful part is that we know he choked. We know.
There.
And y'all still
We synced it. We
see the shit.
Yeah.
So all right. So let me ask you this: what's the talk on the scene down there in terms of just how to? Because at this point, Norbs done made a foothold in Atlanta. He done moved down, and he's now starting to do events in the A. What's the talk on the scene in terms of how these cards are being put together?
First of all, Norbs doesn't do an event unless he's got people that are already established in Atlanta to do them, and that's just fact. Shout out to my brother Norbs. I love him personally, but his business tactics are absolute fucking shit.
Okay.
All right, so he's not doing shit down here.
No, I'm just talking about at that time though. Listen, the card drops. We see nobody about nobody is on there. I don't even know half of them niggas that's on there.
Okay. These are all people that Norbs has a relationship with that he's trying to promote and build with.
Did any of them battles ever drop?
Yoshi battle dropped.
Yoshi
No. Oh, you talking about from that card? No,
third card.
Now, quite a few of those battles dropped. That was the Yoshi battle. Yeah, quite a few of those dropped.
Now, okay, let's keep in mind. Let's keep it.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep it. Okay, so a lot of these battles did drop after a while. It took a very long time for them to drop. And let's keep in mind right now, URL's got an app out and they need content.
Right.
Y'all know how mad the battle rap, the culture was with paying $7.99 for some bullshit, which is why you quit seeing shit like Red drop on the app, because the fans were like, yo, bro, I'm not paying you $8 a month for this. It's already hard enough to get battle rap to support itself with a fan base and get them to spend money with you. Okay, so now once you convince them to spend money with you, you can't give them bullshit when you have big battles that are for the guys who didn't buy the pay-per-view. They bought the app because it was a cheaper route. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Business is business. Mm-hmm. Your bills and my bills are not the same. What I can afford and what you can afford, not the same. So so
like people are paying. When you said that, you talking to me just now when you said that?
No.
I took that personally.
I was not talking to you.
A lot.
Hey, yo, Peso, you'll understand when I'm addressing you because you and Tay-Rock wear the same size fitting. Oversized.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. All right. You gonna keep doing this, or do you want to? Do you want to battle? Hold up, Peso. You want to battle? You want to battle?
No,
we can step in the ring, fam.
But why isn't okay? Let's talk about this real quick. Why do y'all feel like Atlanta isn't, like, with all of the greatness that's in the scene out there? Why y'all feel like Atlanta isn't getting its just due?
Hold on.
I'm be honest with you.
Hold on, J2. Before we continue, I'm gonna need NLS Not So Easy to calm down. Peso, address me with respect.
Yo. Oh man. No.
All right. No. The Atlanta scene has always had a problem with ego. Period.
Yeah.
Period.
Nobody wants the next nigga to be the next nigga.
Well, no. The thing is this. Everybody wants the clout. Everybody wants to be able to say they discovered this. Like, Bullpen doesn't even get to take full credit for Loso. He battled at a league called ETD. He randomly hit us up. It's not like we scouted him. He randomly showed up. Okay, so let's just be fair. We gonna call it.
I can respect that. See, the way you worded that, at first I wasn't with you, but the way you worded it when you said we didn't scout him, I can respect that, because I don't think people understand the difference between scouting and somebody hitting you up.
Right.
I got a question though. Why do we consider Bullpen in the Atlanta League though?
They are in Atlanta League.
Because they do events in Atlanta?
Because they started here.
Yeah, and it's based in Atlanta. Why wouldn't it be?
Because this my question. I'm gonna be 100, because I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, majority of the people that battle on Atlanta on Bullpen don't live here.
Okay.
I think you're saying that because John the Don is from New York.
Yeah, but
that too. Like, I mean, that plays.
Hold on. Will,
I'm asking because I really want to know.
And I'm explaining.
Will's from Atlanta.
I'm from Atlanta. Will's from Atlanta. And
Milltown Blow is from Milwaukee.
Milltown Blow is from Milwaukee.
Spit that heat out in Atlanta. Like, I don't think it matters.
Miss NYC is from Yonkers.
I wasn't saying nothing about John being from New York. I'm talking about like the battlers.
The battlers.
Yeah, no. Okay, so here's the deal. There wasn't really anything popping in Florida. Art of War was not around really at the time, or did not have the name that it has now. Don Marino was not as popular as it currently is. You had BBBL, who people had their own issues with bills. Right or wrong, Fliiko? Right or wrong? Okay.
Yeah, but to be fair, niggas got issues with every league owner. There's no league owner that doesn't have issues with somebody. Like, you know what I mean?
That's a stone cold.
I don't believe that.
No, that's a fact. Every league owner go through issues. We all got issues.
I got issues, yeah. I feel you.
Every popping league.
I am literally the white.
Got issues with somebody. Like, it is
I am
what it
literally.
Is.
I am literally the white devil of battle rap in Atlanta. But I've done.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about you being white devil of battle rap.
Okay, cool.
So let's talk about it.
All right, cool. Y'all want me to get in this bag? All right,
Yeah,
cool.
let's
I'm getting
talk
this
about
bag.
that.
All right, I have, yo, okay. Tink the
I got
Demon.
him going.
Tink the Demon. His lawyer. I paid those fees.
Okay. Shout out to
Okay.
Tink home, right?
Tink is home. But that was something that was never supposed to be public. They got made public by a blogger. That's the only reason why I'm saying this. But look, I've done things for several people that I won't mention on this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I have done probably more for the black community in the city of Atlanta as far as battle rap is concerned than most people, but they too proud to admit it. But you know what? You can't spell NAA without putting that CP in it.
All right. Calm down, man. All right, calm the fuck down. All right, man. All right, we heard you. Okay, we got it. All right. Now listen, man. Yo,
Hey, you want to be in this bag, Peso?
hold on.
Oh shit!
No, and I will say this. Chris
Flick
Petty
up, bro.
Chris Petty is one of the realest dudes I've come across in this game, honestly. All jokes aside. Always like he does things selflessly. He's helped the trap out down there when we didn't need him to. He didn't want
He's a
nothing.
fucking lunatic. That's what he is.
You know what I mean? Yeah, he's just a fucking crazed maniac. But other than that, that's my guy. You know what I mean? But hold on, I can't let J2 get past this bullpen comment he just made. I need to get past that real quick, yo.
Oh,
I thought that was J2, that was a terrible comment, bro.
No, it's not.
Why don't you consider bullpen in Atlanta League?
Because you got to think like when when bullpen comes to Atlanta, like when they throw events, none of those battlers are from Atlanta. You don't have any kind of entry league for Atlanta battlers or anything of the sort. So even when you throw tryouts, it's in other states. Now, don't get me wrong. I think it's great. I think the league is dope. I watch every battle that drop on bullpen. However, I'm not going to consider that an Atlanta league when nobody that even I'm not from Atlanta. I live here. Nobody that lives in Atlanta battles on the fucking league.
Man, there was a few. You got me. You got Cannon. G-Lo.
Sire Boy from Atlanta?
Sire Boy, no, he's from Dewey.
No, these niggas don't even live here.
A lot of Zay lives here.
They don't even live here no more, I don't think.
Hold on, J2. Hold on now. We not
Automatic Ray was on there.
A lot of Zay from Jersey though.
But
Automatic Ray live in like Mississippi or some shit.
Christ almighty damn. I'm being legitimate. Can I give locations? Can I give locations? While you wearing an oatmeal hoodie, can I give locations?
This is Kanye's brand. Sit down.
Ooh.
That's Kanye's brand? You mean Republican? Okay, cool. Thank you, J2.
Wow.
Let's
do. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let's stay focused.
Okay, and I'm trying to stay focused. Okay, at the time, Sire Boy still currently lives here. Lotta Zay still currently lives here. Chef Trez at the time was still living here. Bad News was coming down from North Carolina. C Money was coming from Texas. Loso was coming from Florida. Riggs was coming from North Carolina. Fliiko lives here. Cannon lives here. G-Lo lives here. Automatic Ray at the time lived here. Bricks lives here. All these people actually live here. The problem with Atlanta is it's such a melting pot that there's very few people, if you check their fucking birth certificate, including J2, which I think is hilarious that he's bringing it up.
I've been here 14 years.
And John's been here since he was a teenager.
Yeah, that actually, like when you're talking about actually from somewhere, there's very few people that are at where they now.
But I mean, that's just Atlanta, though. My thing is like,
hold on. I'm a Grady baby. My birth certificate.
But this is my thing though. This is my thing though. If you're the biggest league in the city, there's no reason why like nobody like newer battlers, like there was no question about whether or not I would go to ABR or Bullpen. Because Bullpen wasn't even in arm's reach.
Wait. Let me get that off. Okay. So you feel like a lot of people wasn't getting opportunity to go in the bullpen?
Fact.
But that corresponds to all this shit in the city he just spoke on when everybody was divided and conquered. Oh, ABR here. This
but that doesn't stop. But this is my question.
Why was John or Chris or anybody else?
Yo, listen. Yo, I'm gonna tell y'all, J2 salty. He didn't get them early looks at bullpen. He a little salty.
No. Like, you know, I was.
Hold on.
I was good anyway. I was good anyway. Like I was on the track. I was good anyway. Like
hold on. Let me break down J2 real quick. I mean, hold on. See, this is how tied in and how 10 toes down in this culture, especially in this city that I am. Okay, so J2 was a up and coming comedian, first and foremost. Okay, he decided that he wanted to try the battle rap thing. Now, there was one league that was willing to work with him, and that was Prism. Now, as a gay man in battle rap, it's hard to find like regular acceptance amongst your peers, especially if nobody knows who you are. ABR was Atlanta Battle Rap, which I'll get into why it was ever created in the first place. Atlanta Battle Rap has always been a home where we were willing to give an opportunity to the people that felt like they were turned away or have never been given a fair shot. We were there to provide that. Whereas Bullpen, you could get there, it just cost you something.
Well, okay, let's talk about this. Let's talk about
But the tryouts wasn't even in the city.
Hey, yo, listen, J2, respect the curve, man. They curved you, that's it. It's over, move on, yo.
Damn.
You know, I mean,
Damn.
you had to pay to try out for the heat too.
What's her name,
So, I
Shanita?
mean, I ain't really
J2, they swipe left, bro. Calm down. You're all right. You doing all right.
It's cool.
Because you know what is crazy? I was trying to like see where J2 was going with that, but okay, it got a little personal for him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all right,
he wasn't going nowhere. He was about to sashay all over this live, and I was not gonna let that happen. Okay.
I be just taking shots at John on purpose sometimes.
Yeah, I see what you're doing there. I see what you're doing.
He tried me when I went viral. I gotta be there.
Hey, yo, can we not take shots at John while I'm on camera?
Listen,
like,
J2,
hey, look, man.
Listen, J2, you will not use this platform for your personal shots. All right?
I thought this was my home.
All right, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about the emergence of ABR. Let's say, was ABR created to rival a Bullpen or give battlers in Atlanta an opportunity outside of Bullpen?
Okay, so Miss NYC, who is from Yonkers, New York, right?
Hey, yo, Fliiko, why you laughing, yo? Why you laughing, yo? What's going on?
This is fun.
Okay. So, all right. So I had started. Miss NYC. I had reached out to me and invited me to an event.
Right.
Asked me if I would host it. I said, yeah, no problem. So I went to the first AHAT Atlanta event, which she was the president of, and I really was vibing off the energy. So I started supporting them on a pretty regular basis. I started going to all the events. Right. ABR was never created to go against anybody. Contrary to popular belief, it was never. It was a beef that got painted, and I openly accepted when I could not get people to understand that that's not what this was about. I accepted my role as the bad guy and proceeded to push forward.
Yeah, because Chris, I'm gonna keep it a buck, Chris. The narrative that was painted was like you got kicked out of Bullpen, and you said, "All right, fuck them. I'm going to create some other shit," and that's when ABR came along.
Hey, Peso, let me ask you something. How do you get kicked off of something? Your name is on the LLC. Let's just get one fucking straight. You don't fire a fucking boss. A boss quits. I quit. That the most negative thing I'll say about Bullpen is John's personal issues with me and my money going away. That's it. I'd be hurt too. I get it. But my genuine passion for battle rap would not allow me to just leave. So if I'm vibing on something, I've never made $1 off battle rap. Ever. Never in life have I made $1. Best event I've ever thrown, I broke even.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So ABR comes along. Thank you for putting me in my place. ABR comes along, and then y'all start y'all events. How's it going for y'all at first?
It's amazing. We're starting off with new talent. Where I guess things got cloudy, and this is really the honest, 100% truth, man. Like, my birthday rolled around, and I was like, yo, fuck it. I'm going to throw an event and make a big-ass birthday party out of it. This is where Revelations comes in. Now, I guess this is where people say I'm trying to compete with other leagues or trying to do this. But really, in all actuality, me and sis, we just vibe together, and we like these family atmospheres. Like, bro, we had kids in our venues. We had we just had a great vibe. It was a family-friendly environment, and
but still real battle rap.
But it was still real battle rap, and we enjoyed ourselves. There was no real pressure. Where I fucked up as a league owner was I was like, yo, I got this grandiose idea of a card for my birthday where it was just really supposed to be about a good time. And unfortunately, we throw this card, Revelations, it's got goods, it's got clips on it, it's got DNA, it's got drugs, it's got all these people. And it's a great card. Problem is that at that point, battlers started to feel some type of way because if they weren't on it, or like the whole I'm owed something. Okay. Now I have no problem putting this out there. I spent over $17,000 on that card and I made $7,000.
Jesus.
So I lost $10,000.
Jeez.
Okay.
This is before me, y'all. This is before me. This is
J2, you wasn't about to make me $10,000. Calm down. Were you gonna do a twerk contest? What are you doing? Fuck it. Hey, yo, this fool.
Jeez. So let me ask you this, right? Let me ask all y'all this. Where does in terms of just, saying, hey, okay, this is our scene, this is Atlanta. Where do y'all take control of the scene again in terms of allowing it to be infiltrated by everybody and their mama and the talent there not getting much from it?
Let me explain the way Atlanta works. Atlanta has the biggest.
Yeah, I understand.
No.
Yeah.
Peso, I'm gonna give you a reason why everybody came here. One, it's got the biggest airport in the nation. Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson is the biggest airport in America. It's the second biggest airport in the world. Flights are cheap. Period. Hotels are cheap down here. What this is people finding a fucking spot and coming down here because it's financially responsible. Yep. It costs so much to throw an event in New York. It costs so much to throw an event in California. Here, everything is within reason. There's regular flights, so if somebody misses their flight, Southwest is flying every hour to every major city. So from a fiscal standpoint, it makes a lot of sense to come here to Atlanta.
No, I get that, but my thing is always, like I said, even just going back to that PG card, I looked at like.
Okay, so then let me. I'm gonna tie it all in.
Okay, go ahead.
You've been a guest of Atlanta.
Absolutely.
And I won't even say guest at this point. Trap has a very established home here in Atlanta.
Yeah, but we still guests though, and like I said, every time we come through, we pay homage to the city,
but it's love. It's love.
Right, and I thank everybody I thank the whole city for that. I think every time we come out there, it's all love, and I thank y'all for that because y'all welcome homes.
ARP currently lives here, so it's only right that his business is brought here. Absolutely. Now, Atlanta taking control of itself, I think we made a very right step. Now, Spit That Heat is returning. Spit That Heat has a card going down August 1st called All Money In, where every battler is betting their own bread. This is not a financed card by myself, by Blow, by anybody. We're, of course, taking care of venue, security, so on and so forth, all the essentials. But these guys are putting up their own bread. Now, what happened was you have a league called Battle Rap Society here in Atlanta, which is a break off of essentially A-Hat Atlanta and ABR. It's kind of the misfits of the world, and that's no disrespect. It just is what it is. People got nostalgic of a better time in Atlanta. I don't think we have to, in a city that's such a melting pot like Atlanta, you don't have to take control of something as much as you have to be accepting of something. Now, bringing Blow back is a step in the right position because even though with all his bullshit and all the negative stories about him, League's battle rap has evolved to the point where pretty much they crucified him but took his practices. And now it's all good. So this is a great time for Blow to kind of reestablish himself in the sauce that everybody borrowed, from the yoking to the lingo to kind of a lot of things that occur in battle
Yeah, I
rap.
ain't gonna lie. He was the first nigga I seen doing that grabbing your shirt shit.
Okay, so
And I didn't like it then. I don't like it now either.
but it's made, but Peso,
I
that's
don't
made
mind
us
it,
all.
but my cousins them don't like that shit.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
I don't
it's
like
made
that
it.
shit. Like,
Hey, hold up. Are you? This motherfucker's drinking out of
So-
a wine glass. All right,
so, but no. My question is, okay, how do we take? Like I said, who's shout out to Chef Trez, done amazing for himself in battle rap.
Mhm.
Shout out to but I want to get into the whole new wave. I want to get into the KTs, the J2s, the Flacos, the
Flacco's not a new
Flacco
wave.
not new.
Flacco's not new.
Flacco been here.
I'm older than Flacco, but Flacco an OG in there.
All right, so what does it take? Just in terms of just the Atlanta has some amazing talent. What does it take?
You know what it takes? It takes us returning back to actual talent, not whose heads up whose ass. That's actually that's a fucking fact. From RBE to URL to King of the Dot, bro. If you got some bread, you can put anybody on any one of these fucking platforms. Okay, this is not show friends. This is show business. But the problem is that anybody that has a little bag can call somebody up and say, well, can you do this for me? Now, I will say this, RBE is probably the most authentic when it comes as far as the bigger leagues go of the way they conduct themselves and bring in talent. They genuinely watch shit and are open to suggestion and review footage and things of that nature. But like King of the Dot, bro, I could bring the GZs. I could bring King of the Dot and the GZs down right now as long as I'm willing to fly out Gully and Gannick. I could get a Gully and Gannick featuring Chris Petty card as long as I want to pay for it.
Yeah.
Now, the problem is that whether or not you like it or not, battle rap has become pay to play. Doesn't matter what the fucking platform is. It's just what your cost is.
That's true. What you think about that, Mercy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Listen,
Hey, yo, Peso, I need you to
money,
pay me to play next time.
Listen, anybody can just come in here with a bunch of money and get things done. But, I mean, the ultimate testament to that is how long you last.
I mean, we seen that with Guardians of the Culture. We just seen that.
Yeah, that could definitely blow up in your face pretty fast.
You got Guardians of the Culture where there is almost $100,000 still left on the table. He owes
100. One
100.
It was in and out so quick. I'm talking about
my personal lawyer, because So Severe was on that card. My personal lawyer is actually serving the owner of that league with papers.
If he can find it, good luck.
No, I have his address. I have his home address and his law practice address.
Just give me some next names coming up out of the A.
Next names coming up. Here we go.
J2.
Yeah, definitely J2, KT.
J2's already stamped at this point. You know what I mean?
Okay, well, I gotta put my squad over 34-30. Let's go. EMB, Court. Ray's already established. Cheeto is anyway, he's retired.
Hey, there's a kid y'all definitely should pay attention to, Michael Knight.
Oh yeah, Michael. Oh, and Drops. And both of them.
Both of them are super fire. Probably more of the don't flop King of the Dot level.
Yeah, but
battler.
there's some killers.
It's some niggas here like Static is fire and shit. Like
fuck
it's
Static.
Like,
fuck him.
He owe you money, honestly.
I know he do.
There's
fuck
niggas
him.
like the thing about Atlanta is that the Atlanta scene, they have this. I'm gonna be real with you, bro. Like the Atlanta niggas, like they have this false sense of
entitlement.
Not only entitlement, but a false sense of tier level with people to where they are so excited to battle. Like these niggas be excited to battle somebody like Sleepy.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Like these younger, like they be excited to battle a nigga like Sleepy, and you be wondering,
you mean training day? You mean
training
day, Sleepy? You mean training day, Sleepy?
So you know what I'm saying? Like that's the problem with Atlanta. Like they don't.
You ever been excited to battle training day, Sleepy?
They don't think larger than Atlanta. You know what
I'm saying? I can't hear you, bro. My shit breaking up.
Yo.
Oh, I get it. You in rare form tonight. Okay.
Like, well,
nah, you know what? I ain't gonna do that. Look,
let's talk about it for a minute, though, Fliiko. Like, what do you think in terms of you know, because you seasoned in the game at this point. What's some of the advice you think a lot of these new guys coming from Atlanta should take in on how to get through the ranks
I
of
think
battle rap?
niggas need to stop being so thirsty, man. Pick a
Facts.
position, pick a league, pick a path, and stick to the shit. You know, and like you said, a lot of these dudes is not rapping, so we get stuck in this, oh, everybody the same, nobody's sticking out, because niggas want to, no disrespect to J2, it worked for J2, but a lot of niggas is doing shit other than rapping to pop and have viral moments.
They trying to go viral. Real shit.
Okay.
They don't work for everybody.
Real shit.
You know?
But that's
All right.
Real shit.
You can't.
And wait, let me get this one more point off. Also,
Yeah.
separation. It's the ego. It's not just the rappers, because it's people who not getting opportunities, battles, like combinations of battles that still haven't went down yet because you're affiliated with this one, you're affiliated with that one. This is what it is. There's a long lineage of petty beefs in Atlanta, and a lot of this shit need to get.
Hey yo, that was shitty as fuck, bro.
Nah, let me get to it.
So you say it's all Chris Petty fault?
No, it's not. It's not just Chris, because Chris, like, he's done a lot of shit.
Not just Chris.
Not just Chris. I'm both in. John got problems with other people he don't fuck with too. Everybody had they said it. I don't fuck with that one. It's not a beef, but I'd rather not if we can avoid this.
But yo, let's talk about that for a minute though. Like, why do the battlers get caught in the crossfire of that though? What do the battlers have to do?
Because of loyalty,
communication.
Hold on. Whoa. A lot of these guys like to play both sides of the fence too, because battle rap is not a lot of battle rappers. It's not what you've done for them; it's what you've done for them lately. So if they think they can get an opportunity over here, they in your inbox or they calling you, hey, yo, Chris, I never believe. Hold on, J2. Hold on. I never believed this. I know you ain't do shit. I know this. Like that right there. And then the minute you say, hey, look, this is not a good look, or I don't really feel like I should finance this. This is not a great battle. Then it becomes, well, you're the asshole again, and they're back over here doing this. Like.
I'm not saying that it's not legit, you know, but it's there. I'm not saying that people don't have the legit reasons why they don't want to do certain things, but it's there, and that's the problem. Wait. Like you said, with the shit like the Spit That Heat, where it's a lot of people, that shit crumbled apart. So now that it's coming back, you got all these people, they reminiscing. Yo, I remember this. Yo, I'm past all that. I'm happy we back. People are starting to bury shit, and they starting to get to it. So that's what needs to happen. Hold on. It need to be a bullpen versus fucking ABR. It need to be unity.
Fliiko, let me get this off since we on this top subject. Will, John, Harriet. I love each one of these guys, each one of these people, male, female, in a very different way, because I have different relationships with both of them. I have no beef, no qualms, no issues with anybody in Bullpen.
Right.
Okay, John is one of the most talented battle rappers I've ever met in my life. Will is probably one of the most humble individuals. Harriet is hard to deal with sometimes, but I understand where she's coming from, and I got a lot of love.
I love you.
Yeah, shout out to Harriet, man. I got a lot of love for it. That's my thing. A lot of people like to operate off rumors and create narratives. Now, Fliiko been around. Fliiko been around me.
Once again, I have to ask this though. What does that have to do with the battlers? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, I'll explain that.
Mm-hmm.
The battler's problem. You know, battle rap has a funny thing. We like authenticity, right? We like authenticity. We want to believe what you're rapping about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, one of Atlanta's biggest problems is that these guys are not being authentic to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to be something else. They're trying to be a twerk. They're trying to be a nitty. They're trying to be whatever URL force fed us to think is the next star. And then they sit there, but URL sits there and bitches about, oh, well, nobody's original. Well, no shit, because we see the same 8 people on a card. Y'all just switch the matchups up and throw some random new guy on there, and that's what you're pitching us. So you can't be mad at talent for going, okay, well, me being me didn't work. So let me go.
So let me try to conform to what I see is getting it. I feel you on that. Definitely.
And that's a problem across all platforms of battle rap. Doesn't matter where you're from.
But real shit though, what battlers don't understand is the niggas that you trying to be like are just being themselves.
Or just be themselves. You got to be you.
Right. They just trying to be like
K-Shine,
whatever.
K-Shine.
I tell baggers that shit all the time, yo. The nigga stop trying to emulate other niggas, because the nigga you trying to emulate is just being himself.
But is that true? But whoa. Is that true? Because I'm not gonna lie, and this is no disrespect. I'm sure I'm gonna catch shit for this. But
yes, I can say yes, it's true, because Geechee is one of one. I haven't seen another Geechee before.
Yeah, but hey, we all love New Jersey Shine. K-Shine sounds like twerk now.
All right, but look, we can't throw Shine under the table. We're not gonna throw Rum under the table.
You have to throw a lot of niggas on the table.
Rum and Twerk, they perform a lot alike.
But Fliiko, am I lying? Am I lying?
You're not lying. I think there is a standard. The same way in the industry right now, you gotta have auto-tune. You gotta have a certain melody. There's certain little things that's a part of the standard that you gotta put in there. And I think
three face tattoos and some multicolored hair, and you could be a multi-platinum selling artist.
You know what I'm saying? So a couple twerk hands and a couple of whatever people
bows.
Do,
a couple of bows.
Hold on.
And you can't really, like you said, you can fault the talent, but it's the standard that the league is allowing to be set. So, but they're not booking original guys like that.
It gets to the point to where once you get down to the fourth or fifth nigga wiggling your fingers, it gets to the point to like, all right, my nigga, like you can't trick all of us now.
I don't support it, man. I don't support it at all. But this is what we are. This is what we are right now.
If J2 is out here finger banging men, I'll believe it.
Yo,
bro. But listen. Even if we go to J2, let's go to J2 for a minute. The reason why J2 was successful because J2 was just being himself. He accepted who he was, and he was himself. He didn't try to be nothing else but who he was.
So J2 has his first viral moment on the trap platform with Lady J.
My first battle rap. Viral.
We're spitting dead kids in a daddy face.
But cool. But listen, that took a lot of heart because that was an extreme gamble. That shit could have went 50.
Hold on. So J2 about 45 days before this battle took place calls me and goes, Chris, I got this idea for a bar. And he runs.
No, I got this bar. I'm finna spin this bar.
Hold on. So he runs the bar past me, and he's like, "What do you think?" And it took me a minute to react to it. And I go, "You are going to be the first person ever that's going to get a double reaction." And he said, "What do you mean?" I said, "They are going to react crazy to it, and then immediately regret it."
That's what happened.
I said, "You are literally going to go from whoo to." Oh damn! No, I'm not doing that. Like, and the thing about it is people got to understand. I hate the perception that J2 got painted on him. That he's not living like, bro. If he says, "Hey, I'll suck your daddy dick," and spit your dead siblings in your face. He's a gay rapper. He's actually spitting his truth.
All right, this conversation started to make me uncomfortable, man.
No. This happened, Peso. This happened on your platform, bro.
We ain't gotta rehash the whole thing all over.
No. But what I'm saying is J2 from the jump, from his first appearance on ABR to his first appearance on Trap to RBE to soon to be URL.
He was just simply himself, though.
He has been disrespectful out the gate. He's not pretending to be something. He wasn't trying.
It's not
he wasn't trying to go viral. It just so happened that the content was so taboo that the battle rap world is obsessed with the pause era of battle rap. That you're sitting here judging a gay man for spitting gay bars. We got the entire fuck.
Yeah. We got to shout out Just for that too, because Just definitely seen that moment and decided to put it out there. And for the record.
Thanks, Justin.
Hey, that's so funny. Yeah, man. Look, I remember Jason. You called me too. You was like, "I got this bar," but you did because we usually spar together. But you didn't spit it to me. You was like, "I got this bar."
Wait, what? He didn't what?
Pop.
Shut up, Petty.
Pause.
If
Is that what's going on? Is that what
Y'all really gotta relax.
he didn't
man.
say?
For those who don't know, Justin actually films all of the trap footage in Atlanta. He films it, so he has all of the footage. So he sees all this stuff way before even we
All
do.
right.
So,
Yo, Peso.
Mhm.
Peso, let me ask you a question. We sit here and talk about things and people being in their lane, right? Mercy, you've edited battles and everything like that. You've seen all of our battles. Guys like J2, and I'm gonna put myself on the cross here for this one too. Peso, you've never seen somebody that rap like I'm not the greatest, but I have my lane.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
have, and that's where I think people are in battle rap.
That's
People
how
are
I
afraid
feel.
people are afraid to be authentic. Like I talk about fatherhood and credit and these different
No,
things
listen,
that
you talk about even the shit that come your way in terms of people calling you a culture vulture and all of that shit. You talk about it all.
yeah. So
Like,
if you have a specific lane, like I'm not gonna say I could mimic twerk. Hell, I'm a huge ass Fliiko fan. I could take Fliiko style. Yeah, you already know, so we had that conversation. I got to see Fliiko for the first time ever live at the 3430 event. And bro, what you see on cam ain't half the shit you see in the building. This motherfucker is ridiculous. So I'm gonna give him his flowers because he on cam with me right now. Sir, you are one of the greatest writers I've ever met in my entire life, sir. You
These
are
are
a
the
god.
facts.
You are a
Fliiko,
godsend. You are a
let me ask Fliiko a
godsend and a
question.
true talent.
Let me ask Fliiko a question. You ever find yourself saying, you know what, fuck it, let me just like jump around and perform and be like the rest of these niggas?
No.
You're not. I mean, I don't find myself saying I am gonna do it, but I find myself realizing that I will be accepted better if I did. You know.
Not even so.
You think
Bro,
that's real?
let me tell you something. Bro, let me tell you something, Flaco. Like on some real shit. It's not even so much accepted better, but it's making you that much more of a genius to know that sometimes you got to add something to make just to move people.
Hey, let me
You know what I'm saying? Because Flaco with performance is unbeatable. I ain't gonna lie, Flaco with a crazy performance is unbeatable.
Yeah. You know what thing
Well,
about me? The way
that
you
was
can beat
unbeatable.
me
It's
is
kind of
if
fucked up though. That it's
if
kind
the
of fucked up
crowd
that
not
we
fucking
had,
with me, you can leave the building and survive. Like if the crowd don't, because I'm very intricate with the way I lay in my rhymes. So if they fucking with me and they locked in, oh, you done. But if it's one of those like he good, but damn, it's too much.
Okay, let me explain. Let me also explain why Flaco doesn't give a fuck about what nothing we saying about changing himself as a performer. Some of you motherfuckers can't rap for real, like in real life. He actually can kill a beat. He can kill a beat. Yo,
hey, but hold on, Chris. We got to keep it a buck. This is truth be told. Is it really about rapping anymore?
No,
okay.
Sometimes you gotta realize what lane you're in, like, because I ain't gonna lie, I ain't no rapper. I'm a battle rapper.
Okay, but see, okay, all right. So I'm gonna take J2. I'm gonna take J2 as a prime example. Now he's very, very, very talented. Now, bro, if you don't put the Moscato down, yo, hey, yo, okay, look, I'm gonna say this. Don't stare at me like that, bro.
Listen, hold on. Before you go there, I want to shout out J2 for understanding though that he needed something. That extra little something.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Well, for him and him being in the position that he's in with his very open gay lifestyle and being a gay MC in a very, very tough culture where we typically look at the gay community as a negativity thing, which is why pause and all that shit has become very popular where homophobia runs rampant throughout battle rap.
But you know what? It don't have to trap though. That's why we fucked with J2.
Okay. But see, not everything's about you, Peso. Damn it.
No.
No, okay, but see, I'm gonna say this. The reason why I brought that point up about Flaco is a lot of you guys can rap, and I guess maybe one of the biggest troll moves I ever did was actually battling, because I literally showed that anybody can battle.
Talk about it.
Now, when it comes to this music thing, you know how many battle rappers I talk to and I go, all right, so what else do you do? Oh, nothing, I'm a battle rapper. Oh, so you an angry poet. You don't make music. You don't do nothing. You don't. That's
angry
it.
poet.
You an angry poet? You got wild aggressive spoken word? Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, but to be fair, to be fair, a lot of like you gotta appreciate the lane battle rap has created, because how many niggas are gonna put out a hit record?
I agree.
Sure.
I agree. But
And you gotta think like battle rappers can be different things. Like for me, like I'm an actor. I do stand-up comedy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Battle rap was a different lane for me. Some people do music and that was a different lane for them. You know what I'm saying? Like that just so happens.
I'm not.
Listen. I will say this. Battle rap is a blessing to hip hop because it gives that last lane for true lyricism. You understand what I'm saying?
So Peso,
Now-
what I'm saying is where I come in and say,
What do you mean for now, Flaco? Hold on. What do you mean for now, Flaco?
We just agreed that nobody cares if you rap anymore.
Oh,
yeah,
bro.
because it's crazy now. Like, yeah.
okay,
I'm a testament to this.
So,
like, I'm right.
all right, so my point exactly. All right, so you're not people. When I say people go, "Oh, I'm just a battle rapper," damn, whether you're a rapper or not. Wait, you don't do like customer service? You don't have a job? Like this is it? Like you literally, like
Yeah.
you. This is it. This is your plan.
Facts.
This is
Like,
it.
you niggas ain't got no real careers.
Yo, and you know
Yeah,
what's
like-
crazy? That's what Mercy was always telling niggas from the beginning. Mercy was always trying to tell niggas like have 3 or 4 different lanes to work through instead of just sitting on this one thing. You know
Like
what I
I
mean?
can't call you at Comcast. Like, hey, my cable's fucked up. Like, yo, you not even doing that. Like, damn. Like me, I got like 3. Bro. I have battle rap. I have the recycling business. I have my own business with my daughters that
Chris,
we created.
we know you get money. Chris, we know you get money. Okay.
No.
I battle rap. I'm a
No,
hoe.
hold on.
We get it.
No, this is not a flex. What I'm saying is though, but if I lost all that tomorrow on the way home, I'm stopping by McDonald's and gonna become the best fry guy there has been because I gotta provide for my family.
I'm gonna come in at McDonald's and smoke you. I swear to God, I'm gonna come in at McDonald's and smoke you.
Let's talk about this though. How do you hustle in this game? How do you hustle in this game?
You gotta
you gotta. Okay, this is the thing about battle rapping. This is on some real shit. As a battle rapper, you gotta know where you at. You gotta know. Okay, am I popping enough to where I can get a side job and juggle the two, or am I not popping enough to where I need a full-time job and I need to only take the battles that propel my career, or am I trash and I can only do this as a side job and I can't do nothing else?
I'll say
or
this.
Or am I the shit to where I need to cut down to where I'm doing some shit to where I just got a little side hustle and I'm making my money off battle rap? You gotta know where you at and move like that.
Well, all right, I'm gonna say this. In battle rap, you got 2 options. You take the Sue Surf approach, where you become one of the most highly anticipated battle rappers to touch the stage, or you take the bag approach, where you will literally battle anybody for the certain amount of money. Okay, these are your.
But that ain't consistent enough though.
It's a totally new day now. It's a totally new day now. Listen, like Just, you see it all. You see the good, you see the bad. What's some of the things it takes to get your attention, to really raise your eyebrow like, yo, this kid got something special?
My advice.
Something different. Like Punch, you know what's crazy? You know what always surprises niggas, and this is even I equate.
You know what? Not that you're on day 2, because after every event, I'll go to Justin directly and I ask him what he thought. You know what I mean? I'll be like, who stood out to you? Who didn't stand out to you? Who you thought was dope? Who you think we should focus on? You know what I mean? Like, because we're always trying to see like who's really next up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I appreciate Trap because y'all bring down artists that we, might not even know. Like that nigga Rob when he battled J2, I never heard of him.
Yeah.
After that battle, I was like, damn.
He fired.
Yeah. And I heard of Database.
Don't say like he won or something.
Hey, a little debatable. Hey, I'm just saying.
Fliiko, bro, he got really excited. Like,
But Justin always gonna keep it a buck though. Like Justin will let me know who trash, and he let me know who's dope.
Sorry guys, I'll be right back with y'all. I'm calling Justin's mama.
Hey yo. But yeah, man, like we all brought like I seen that Mason before, but I never seen him in person. So I forgot who he battled, but I remember you, Peso. You was like, you can react, Justin. I know he ain't from here, but you can react.
He battled Polo, I think. He battled Polo, didn't he?
Mason, no, he Polo battled the Kappa nigga. I don't know if I forgot his name.
Daddy Mason battled.
It wasn't because that just happened.
That just happened. It was because he battled somebody before me though.
Yeah. That's the first time you came on the trap. Well, not
Yeah,
well, the first time I came down here or whatever.
yeah.
I was like, damn, and I was trying not to react. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause it was bad. I think it was about like an Atlanta nigga. And
Yeah.
I was like, then Peso was like, hey, you can react, Justin. You can react.
I ain't gonna lie, the entry to the trap in Atlanta was dope because it gave
Yeah.
it gave the niggas like a different feel, a different vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was a different league. You don't see
I,
these people
I
every
will.
day. You know what I mean?
I will say this about trap coming to Atlanta. Trap coming to Atlanta, and this is actually a compliment. Y'all give me that y'all gave me that vibe. Same reason why I ever started fucking with Miss NYC and ABR was created. Y'all give me that vibe of literally genuine love for a culture, and that's really. And as far as battle rap goes, that's all I've ever searched for in battle rap is a genuine love and an understanding of each other in this culture and what we're trying to create.
Yeah.
Because yo, to be real, we're talent first, man. We're talent first. It's all about the talent on this side. Like we're definitely always.
So why ain't you book Fliiko?
Because Fliiko was already out of here. He was already lit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Like,
I think Mercy did that a couple of times. He already had a lot of things in motion though. Like once you already lit, then it's like, you know what I mean? We don't want to, I'm not going to tell Fliiko, yo, don't do all of that fly shit you doing over there. Come fuck with us. Like, you know what I mean?
Man,
like,
hey, I battle goods and came to the
no lie.
I
I swear to God, Peso really legitimately be on that type of time. Like, I swear to God, like, you liable to, like, start jumping and he be like, all right, shit, go ahead, do you.
Yeah.
No.
As you should be.
Look.
What else would you do?
I was just trying to get my man.
You gotta
Fliiko
reach out to him to get a bag. To get a battle.
I was just trying to get my man Fliiko paid.
No, listen, because at the end of the day, once you like, even if it's a time where, like, it was a time where I was trying to book J2 and he told me he had some other things going, but he was like, yo, I'm gonna squeeze this in or I'm gonna push something back for you. I'm like, no, you go do that. Like, you know what I mean? Go do that other shit and then we'll double back on this later. But if you got some big shit coming up, go do that. You know what I mean? That's what we do this for.
Such an
So
uncomfortable
get to that next level.
Why is this conversation uncomfortable?
My man said use words like push shit back. Big shit coming.
Anyway, all right. So let's get ready. But listen, this was definitely an incredible conversation, man. Joe, I'm gonna just leave. I want all of y'all to leave with this, man. What does the Atlanta battle rap scene need to improve on? I'll start with you, Justin.
Say what we need to improve on.
Yeah. Or like, what direction do you think is going in?
Man, we need to get rid of the egos, man. The egos, the old beefs, whatever. We just gotta come together and support each other, man. That's all. That's it. I know some things can't be corrected, but you know others can. You know what I'm saying? All it takes is a conversation, communication. That's all.
What do you think, Fliiko?
Same exact shit he said. The ego, the separation. But one thing I want to point out is the integrity. Like when you see these people come to the city, and if you ask them who's on this card, and you see if they don't got no Atlanta niggas on the card, don't do the card. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
like,
but that goes back to that PG card. I didn't understand that PG card. Like, how was that card with Pac, all of these niggas and not at least 5 Atlanta niggas on it?
Yeah, you can't blame them 100% because y'all going, y'all supporting it. Y'all should be like, nah, this ain't going down in the city if y'all don't have the city niggas on the card. So I feel like that's one thing. The battle rappers need to make better choices that's not for instant gratitude, that'll behoove everybody in the long run. But that's just my opinion. Besides that, like you said, just the unity come together, the looks, you know what I mean? The content, the rest of the battle rap community needs to see the South supporting the South, see Atlanta supporting Atlanta.
Yeah. Because we got talent.
Yeah, definitely. J2, what you think?
I think bouncing off of what Fliiko just said, like I think we got to be more conscious. Like everybody just got to be more conscious about what they do and how they move. Like what he just said, like bro, like when that Red Dot 3 card came out, bro, I was in the building. You know what I'm saying? I was in the building because I wanted to see certain battles. You know what I'm saying? Had I been a little more conscious about the situation, I probably wouldn't have showed up because of that very purpose. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I spoke about it in my battle, you know what I'm saying, with Yoshi, but I still showed up. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like sometimes you got to be a little more conscious about the politics and shit. Even though you don't like politics, it's a part of the game. You just got to know what it is, and you got to move correctly. You know what I'm saying? So if everybody just is a little more conscious about how they move and move as a unit, you know what I'm saying? Like all that collectiveness will come into a bag. You know what I mean? Like that's all it takes.
That's what it is. Petty, what you think?
I mean, I can agree with everybody that's on this call right now. I'll add this. If we expect people to take us seriously, us as a city have to take ourselves seriously. We have to continue to show up and put on. Like I see a lot of Atlanta guys that end up on cards that, you know, they stumble, they fumble through rounds. Like if you want to be taken serious, take yourself serious. Beyond that, I would like to see future unity built up and not so much animosity. The other thing is y'all quit selling your soul for a fucking PG or a Crucible or some shit like that. My favorite battle rapper my favorite battle rapper in the world is Arsenal. And you know why? Because he never sold himself short or sold his soul to be on any platform that came to him first. Like that's like that man never signed an agreement, never signed a contract, never did none of that. He's one of the most successful battle rappers in the world. Gets one of the biggest bags. Is like bro, if you want to mimic something, mimic his game plan, not his style or any other battle rappers. Mimic the way he coached this and the way he worked this out. That would be my advice. Atlanta, y'all stand up for each other. We can say whatever we want to say about each other. Like Flacco's beard is patchy as fuck, but I still
mad patchy. I got the Aki beard, man.
Hey, but you know what? Can't nobody else talk about his beard. If you from someplace else, you're not gonna talk about my man's beard like that.
So we're gonna smoke you.
Yes, facts. That's what I'm saying.
Man.
So as long as we can continue to build this unity, also I think having guys like Trap NY, Gates of the Garden, and all these other leagues come down and understand the talent that's down here and continue to work with us, I think that's always a positive motion.
That's what it is, man. And,
and one more thing, y'all. I think everybody should just take the time and share J2 battles.
Yeah, that too. You know
what I'm saying? Like, just take your time. You know what I mean? Just share it. You know what I mean? Just take it, you know.
Only share his trap ones, though.
J2. Hey, y'all want to see it? Y'all want to see a dead body? Go watch Chris Petty versus Jimbo.
I jumped in that.
That's so. Let's get everybody's social media. Fliiko, give them your social media where they can find you and all that stuff at.
FLIIKOL on Instagram, Twitter, everything, man. Fuck with me, the ringleader. You know, I ain't gonna talk my cocky shit.
The Covenant.
Appreciate y'all having me. The Covenant. You know what I'm saying? Bullpen over bullshit, all that good shit. This was great, fellas. This shit was fun. Y'all funny as hell. Hey, man.
Fliiko versus Loso dropping soon.
Yeah, man. Fliiko versus Loso, top bowl, man. Y'all niggas check that out when it drop, man. You know, let me know what y'all think about it and all that good shit.
That's what it is, J2. Give them all your social media and all that.
Hey, you know that TherealJTWO on everything, Instagram, Twitter, John Maxey on Facebook. Shout out to the Trap, shout out ABR, RBE. You already know what time it is, man. Fuck it.
That's what it is. Just give them all your social media and all that.
Twitter, Stay Consistent 4, Facebook, Justin Harris, YouTube, Consistent Basis. Instagram, Jacory23, JACOURI23. And
yo, Just, why you keep getting kicked off of Twitter, man? What's going on, yo?
Man, shit. I don't know.
That
man.
Nigga's a freak, nut ass freak boy.
Hey, man, you know what? You know what? That was a blessing and a curse. Though.
Is that how you say it? Nut ass freak boy.
That was a blessing and a curse. That's a whole nother story in itself. But I'm gonna get them followers back up. I don't know what I did. I think I pissed someone off. I don't know. Twitter didn't even.
Yo, they definitely reported all of your shit, yeah.
Oh yeah, they got me up out of there. But I'm gonna get all them followers back. You know,
Chris Petty, give me all your social media.
Man, don't follow me. I'll follow you if you're talented. Okay, how about that? If you want to follow some social, if you want to follow social media, follow Trap NY, follow No Mercy, follow ABR, follow Battle Rap Society, follow Bullpen, follow your favorite league. Be a fan before they become something. Okay, support your local battle rapper, bro.
Hey,
just don't follow me into the gas station.
Hey, No Mercy be snapping on Twitter though.
No, my thing is this. If you My thing is this: you ain't got to find me. If you're talented, I'll find you, and I promise you that. All right.
That's what's up, man. Yo, I want to say, man, Atlanta is definitely like a second home for the trap. We love it out there, and I appreciate each and every single one of y'all for just embracing us and accepting us and allowing us to come visit.
That's my house.
Hey, man, the next time y'all visit, let the God grace the stage, man. Stop playing, man.
Hey, Flacco, we can do that on the track, though. Flacco, we can do that on the track.
Look at him. Yo, if they book you nicely, we can do it.
Flacco, we can do it on the track.
If it look nice, we can do it, man.
Okay.
That's what it is, y'all. All right, y'all. Well, that's truth be told, man. Catch y'all on the next one.
Peace.